Hello, my name is Josh Cruz, and I was kind of inspired to do a video because my girlfriend recently did one about one of our lovable dogs, which is, we can call her a Pitbull mix. We don't know if she's purebred anything. She's probably mixed up, but she looks like a typical Pitbull. And I decided to at least make a little intro video on the history of Pitbull. Because most people think, for better or worse, certain things about pit bulls based off what happens in media today, things they hear generally from maybe a vet in passing, and they don't really know much about the pit bull itself. One book I would recommend reading, as far as one that can give you actual information on pit bulls, let me just pull it up here. Sorry about that. Is The Gladiator Dogs by Dr. Carl Szymanczyk. Because despite what you may think, a pit bull is not vicious by nature, but what they were originally bred for was because of pit fighting. There was a dog that was bred and it got the name of Pitbull. Well, at least it was a nickname in England. Now, eventually, pit fighting was made illegal. So, the dog itself lost some popularity, but eventually came back to the United States. And before it was illegal there, they did pit fighting. Not because they're naturally aggressive. Most dog breeders, most dog men, as they're known, will tell you a dog that will bite a man is useless. A dog that's just crazy for aggression is useless to them. That was not what they were bred for. They were bred for being a certain physique and what's known as gameness. But some other books I recommend are The American Pit Bull Terrier by Joseph L. Colby and The Sporting Bull Terrier by Eugene Glass. There's also an interesting one that's relatable to more like bulldog breeds called The Great Book of Bulldogs, Bull Terrier, and Molosser by Walter and Maureen Zettler. These books will give you a good foundation of the history and what makes a pit bull what it is. But the pit bull is actually more of an all-around breed. They're not meant to be specifically a hunting dog breed, a guard dog breed. They're more of an all-purpose dog. And this book, The American Pit Bull Terrier by Joseph L. Colby, was originally published, let me see if I can find copyright date here, 1936. Now, this is back when they were really pit bulls. Pit bulls today, if you ask most people who know dog breeding, are not even like they were in the 1970s. Unfortunately, in America, we tend to have this attitude that bigger is always better. And so that tends to be the way a lot of people have bred pit bulls, which have taken away some of the things that make them unique. But, as he notes here, as a companion watchdog and pal, he's unsurpassed. Let's see. He claims he knows of a lady who had owned many different breeds of dogs, and in her estimation, most affectionate dog she ever owned was an American Pit Bull Terrier. Well, I can go on detailing quotes from the book, but one of the most notable, because the Pit Bull was at one point known as what was known as a nanny dog. Because it's not that parents just said, let the dog take care of the kid. But the kids were left with the dogs. The kids played with dogs. They were companions with dogs. And so the pit bull became like a nanny. But he says in the book, as a pet, they are kind to children and will take ample abuse without so much as a whimper. When it is said this breed will stand a lot of abuse from children, it brings to my mind an incident that happened a few years ago when a child bit the end off a dog's tail, and the dog merely took it as a gesture of play and only licked the end of its tail, assuring the child it was quite alright. So, in general, not vicious, quite loving, affectionate, great companion dog. Now, there are other books that I will mention, and I will do videos on them specifically to go about what I think of them and their content, but it seems the general idea about pit bulls is that you've gotten a recipe for disaster. Pit bulls were bred for the most aggressive one out of the litter, the one that was most likely to bite, and then they were raised a certain way, and so you got these poorly trained, overly aggressive pit bulls that are bound to bite something. And this is not saying that all pit bulls have been raised to be aggressive, but you know what clickbait is. Clickbait is in the headline on the internet that people are just bound to click on because of the title. Doesn't matter if it's good news, bad news, or yellow journalism, which is, you know, just crappy journalism. That's what clickbait is. So, an incident of a dog bite, particularly one that's gotten a bad reputation, is bound to get people's attention. So, you have a few pit bulls that cause a problem and have given a whole breed a bad reputation. But the point of this video is just to introduce a few books that hopefully you'll find interesting and you'll want to read, but ultimately will inform you that a pit bull is an amazing breed that has been poorly represented in modern media. That's it for now. I'll try and do specific things like what gameness is for a pit bull and all that, their attributes, maybe the way they change and all that. But I just want to do a short intro vid introducing a few books to hopefully get the word out there that pit bulls are not the bad breed people would think they are. They're an amazing breed that is quite unique. Thanks for watching. If you like this, click the like button, subscribe, feel free to comment.